It's 3:17 in the morning, and you're awake. Again. No reason, no noise, your body just switched on. So you lie there, doing the math on how broken you are. Here's the thing nobody told you. For most of human history, waking up in the middle of the night wasn't a problem. It was the schedule. Your ancestors slept twice, every night, 2 separate sleeps, with an hour of quiet wakefulness in between. And your 3 a.m. problem? It might not be insomnia at all. It might be your body remembering. Rewind 400 years. The sun sets and the dark is total. No streetlights, no screens. Night is a wall. So you go to bed around 9. You sleep 3, 4, 5 hours. People had a name for this. First sleep. Then, around midnight, you wake up. On purpose. Everyone does. An hour, sometimes 2, of quiet wakefulness. Some called it the watch. Then back down until dawn. Second sleep. This isn't a theory scraped from one dusty diary. A historian named Roger Ekirch has collected more than 2,000 references to it. Diaries, medical texts, literature, prayer books. There were special prayers written specifically for the hour between sleeps. Chaucer mentions first sleep in the Canterbury Tales. And the court records are the best part. Witnesses casually testify, "After my first sleep, I heard a noise." The way you'd say, after lunch. Nobody ever explains the phrase, because nobody had to. Everyone was awake at midnight. So what did people actually do with that hour? They prayed. They tended the fire. They talked. The unhurried kind of talk you can't have at 7 in the evening. A 16th century French physician advised couples that the best time for starting a family was after first sleep. His reasoning? You were finally rested. Medieval efficiency. People visited neighbors, smoked pipes, some committed a little light crime, and many just lay still and thought about their dreams. The watch came right after dreaming, when dreams were freshest. A built-in hour of reflection. In the dark, with nowhere to be. It may have been the most peaceful hour of the pre-industrial day. So where did it go? One word: light. Street lamps spread through cities. Coffee houses opened. Night stopped being a wall and became evening. People stayed up later. Bedtime slid toward midnight. The gap between the two sleeps got squeezed until they touched. Then came the factories. Whistles, schedules, shifts. Sleep stopped being a rhythm and became a container, a box you had to fit before the morning bell. Then Edison. Electric light, everywhere, cheap. A man who called sleep a waste of time, handing the whole planet the tools to skip it. By the 1920s, the phrase, first sleep, had vanished from the record. A habit humans kept for thousands of years, deleted in a few generations. And then we forgot we ever had it. So the perfect 8-hour block you keep failing to achieve? It's not ancient wisdom. It's roughly as old as the light bulb. But here's where it gets good. The old pattern didn't die. It's still installed. In you. In the early 1990s, a psychiatrist named Thomas Wehr ran an experiment at the National Institute of Mental Health. Volunteers lived with 14 hours of darkness every night. No screens, no lamps. Dark, like a winter night in 1600. For a month. The first nights, they slept 11 hours straight, paying off a sleep debt most of them didn't know they had. But by the 4th week, something old surfaced. Their sleep split in 2. 3 to 5 hours down, then an hour or 2, quietly awake. Then 3 to 5 more, until morning. Nobody told them to do this. No history lectures, no instructions. Their bodies split the night along the old seam like it had never gone anywhere. And that waking hour wasn't anxious. Blood tests showed elevated prolactin, a calm, almost meditative state. Not insomnia, something closer to rest with the eyes open. Wehr's conclusion: 2 sleeps may be the human default. The 8-hour block is the invention. Which brings us back to you. 3:17 a.m., eyes open. No reason. What you're experiencing has a clinical name: sleep maintenance insomnia. Waking in the middle of the night and struggling to get back down. It's the most common form of insomnia in adults. Millions of people lying in the dark every single night, doing the same grim math you do. And some sleep researchers look at all those people and see something else. Not an epidemic of broken sleepers, an old pattern surfacing. The watch, knocking on the door of a world that forgot it. And here's the cruel part. The panic is the damage. Think about what actually happens. In 1600, you woke at midnight and thought, the watch. Normal. Expected. Almost pleasant. In 2026, you wake and think, I'm broken. I'll be a wreck tomorrow. I have that meeting. And that thought triggers stress hormones. Your heart rate climbs. Your brain switches to alert. The fear of being awake is the thing keeping you awake. Same wake up. Different story. Different night. You're not suffering from waking up. You're suffering from what you believe about waking up. The French had a word for the state between sleeps. Dorve. Half sleep, half wake. Drifting. It's where prayers were said, dreams were replayed, and problems quietly untangled themselves. People treated it like a room in the house. We demolished the room, and now, when we wake up inside it, we think the house is on fire. And here's what might be the most useful fact in this entire video. Some sleep clinicians now tell their insomnia patients this exact history. That's it. That's the intervention. And for many of them, the 3 a.m. terror just deflates. The wake-up doesn't vanish. The catastrophe does. And once you know all this, you start seeing the ghost of the second sleep everywhere. Think about what we call the middle of the night, the witching hour, the hour of the wolf, 3 a.m., the hour horror movies reach for when they want you scared. Ever wonder why that hour specifically? Why not 11? Why not 5? Here's one theory. For centuries, humans were awake at that hour, calm, quiet, at peace with the dark. Then we lost the habit, but not the wake-up. So now, millions of people surface at 3 a.m. with no story to put around it, alone, in silence, with a brain screaming that something must be wrong. We took the most peaceful hour of the old world and turned it into the most frightening hour of the new one. Then we made movies about it. The monsters didn't move into 3 a.m. We just forgot why we were there. Writers knew, though. For centuries, poets and monks wrote about the clarity of that hour, the mind loose, the world silent, thoughts arriving unforced. Some of the old prayer manuals treat it as the best hour of the day. No noise, no work, no one to perform for. An appointment with yourself, kept nightly, for 1,000 years. We are the first generation in history to sleep through it, or to lie there hating it. Now, the honest footnotes, because this story has real ones. In 2015, researchers tracked sleep in 3 hunter-gatherer communities in Tanzania, Namibia, and Bolivia. People living without electric light. They did not sleep twice. One block about 6.5 hours. Ekirch's answer? Those are equatorial nights, short and warm. His 2,000 references come from Northern Europe, where winter nights last 14 hours, and you have to fill them with something. So maybe segmented sleep was never human nature. Maybe it was human nature's response to long, dark, cold nights. The debate is still live. Scientists arguing about bedtime. Some things are eternal. So, the practical part. If you wake tonight, don't reach for the phone. That bright screen is a sunrise, and your brain will believe it. Don't do the math on how broken you are. If sleep won't come back, do what your great-great-grandparents did. Get up. Keep the lights low. Sit somewhere quiet. Let the hour be an hour. And if it's every night and it's ruining you, that's a doctor, not a cartoon. But you're probably not malfunctioning. You're running very old software. So tonight at 3 a.m., try the other question. Not what's wrong with me, but what did everyone do with this hour for 10,000 years? Subscribe. The next one's already waiting. Because the strangest stories in history aren't always in castles or shipwrecks. Sometimes they're hiding in your own bed. See you in the next one.